तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय मृत्योर्मामृतं गमय.
सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः सर्वे सन्तु निरामयाः सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत्. ॐ असतो मा सद्गमय तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय मृत्योर्मामृतङ्गमय. ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः. Good morning. Page number 71, if you have a prayer book in your hands. The last quote in the page. One man who has purified himself thoroughly accomplishes more than a regiment of preachers. Out of purity and silence comes the word of power. One individual who has purified himself or herself accomplishes more than a regiment of preachers. Today there are so many people in the world who want to transform others, change others. Right? A lot of effort is going on. They think the world is full of defects. Problem is with human beings. And we need to change human beings and transform human beings. We also make an attempt within our own family. Why? Sometimes. Yes or no? So most of the times we tend to make this mistake that we are perfect, the rest of them are imperfect. And so we make an attempt to transform them. We think that the problem is outside ourselves. But such an effort, such an attempt will not really work. You will only have frustration in the end. That's why Swami is saying that you don't have to make an attempt to transform others, you just transform yourself. Then it will infect others. You'll be able to impact and you'll be able to transform others only when there is transformation here. So instead of making attempt to transform others, all that effort and energy you direct in this direction. And you work upon yourself. Okay? When you become pure, when you become kind, when you become selfless, when you become all-loving, then that will impact others. And others also will make an attempt to transform themselves. The will to transform themselves will arise in them only when there is a perfected soul, a soul who is actually pure, stays by their side. But our other efforts to transform them will not bear fruit precisely for the reason that unless the sankalpa, the desire to transform myself from within arises, no external force is of any use. That's why Swami is saying there's so much of preaching going on in the world. You just see YouTube talks. But do we see any change happening in the people's character and nature? their understanding, their perspective. No. Everybody will receive how much ever they want to receive. But yeah, that has some meaning, but it doesn't really change the world. People think trying, making effort to change the world, but you won't be able to do that. Swami says, first transform yourself. That's why Mahatma Gandhi said that my life is my message. You transform your life and set your life as an example for others to follow and emulate. That is the best thing you can do. So otherwise you just want to preach, but there is no actually power of character behind. You are not transformed yourself from within, but you are making attempt to transform others. It doesn't really impact anybody. So the only way to transform others is to transform others. And Sri Ramakrishna Paramahamsa, he would only speak rustic Bengali language. Okay, he would not even speak few words in English. But every word he spoke actually practically got recorded. And it has been translated into so many languages. From where the power came, you think? From the power of his character, from the power of his personality. You don't speak even few words in English. So the power, real power actually belongs to your character. And when there is purity in you, it will impact others. That's why Swami is saying, one individual who has purified himself or herself will impact the society in such a profound manner. Not a regiment of preachers. Regiment of preachers, they are not pure from within. The real character is not there. Real personality is not there. They just quote from some scriptures, some book. I can also quote. I can also read. Right? You have read a few books, and from those books you are quoting to me. I can read. I also know the language for myself. So it won't create any impact. That's why it's always important that if you really want to change others, you try to change yourself. You just actually have to focus on it. So there is no, and also the world, external world is only a reflection of the internal. If there is beauty within, actually you will be able to see beauty outside. So many times we feel tempted actually to criticize others, to find faults with others, or to pick holes in others' character. Sometimes we even go to the extent of condemning others. You are creating problem, you are creating trouble to me. You know, when there is that aesthetic sense within, when there is purity within, everything actually in the world appears beautiful. You know, Sri Ramakrishna during his, when he was a kid, a young kid, and once he was going, he was traveling to another village by the side of a paddy field, and then suddenly he had looked into the sky, and there he saw a beautiful scene. A flight of cranes flying against the backdrop of a dark cloud. That picture appeared so beautiful for him, it put him in trance. Immediately went into ecstasy. So there is so much of beauty outside, but do we have that aesthetic sense within to look at that? So it's just some simple scene. We see so many such scenes, but nothing happens here. But immediately he had been transported to trance. And similarly, Vivekananda also, he was going to Raipur, from Calcutta to Raipur. He had seen a beehive, a huge cliff. At the top of the cliff, actually, there was a huge beehive. And just looking at that, Sri Vivekananda went into ecstasy. Because such a beautiful scene reminded him of the Creator. So for such people who are pure from within, who have that aesthetic sense, every simple scene in this creation reminds them of the Creator. As soon as they get reminded of this Creator, and simply they would go into ecstasy and trance. So we need to transform, there should be purity within, then the whole world will become beautiful for us. So what we are within, we see outside. That's why our focus should be on purifying our own selves. Okay? Thank you. Have a nice day.